All right, let's talk about something, a hidden force that might just be running the show in your life. It's this powerful idea called the struggle complex. Okay, think about it. You're trying to achieve something big, right? A new job, maybe a great relationship, or just getting your finances in order. But does it ever feel like, right when you're about to get what you want, everything suddenly becomes an uphill battle, just unnecessarily hard and full of static?
So, what if that's not just, bad luck? The source material for this whole thing suggests something pretty wild. What if, deep down, we're actually addicted to the feeling of struggle? Okay, so let's dive into that. Section 1, the struggle addiction. And look, we need to be clear here. This isn't about working hard. Healthy effort is one thing. This is something else. It's about this extra, totally unnecessary layer of difficulty.
You know the feeling, right? It's like you can't have a breakthrough without a breakdown first. You always have to go through some kind of drama, some trial by fire, just to get to the good part. It's this layer of conflict that just feels out of place. It shouldn't be there, but somehow it always is. So, where does this even come from? Well, our next section, it's a bit of a mind bender. It's going to ask you to totally reframe how you think about your own beliefs. See, most of us think of beliefs as something we have. Like, I have a belief that making money is hard. We think we're in the driver's seat, that we control these thoughts. But what if we've got that completely backwards? And that brings us to this absolutely central idea from our source material. Get this. You do not have a struggle complex. In fact, it is a struggle complex that has you. Whoa, that flips the whole script, right? It's not you holding the belief, it's the belief holding you. Okay, so what does that even mean? Well, the source describes a belief as more than just a thought. It's an active entity, almost like a living program. And its only goal is to run, to express itself in the real world. And guess what? You're the computer it's running on.
All right, if these beliefs are like active programs, how do they install themselves? Let's get into the mechanics of it. How does something like a struggle complex actually take over and start running your life?
I love this metaphor. Your mind is like prime real estate, mental real estate, and all these different beliefs are competing for that property. The struggle complex wants to move in, set up shop, and once it owns your focus, it starts building its world right there in your life. And here's how that construction process works. It's a chain reaction. First, there's concentration. That's you focusing your energy on the belief. Then, that energy starts to move, creating a vibration. That vibration picks up speed, gains momentum, and becomes your default setting, your dominant frequency. And once that's your state of being, well, it has to show up as your physical reality. It just has to. Okay, so let's say the struggle complex has bought up all your mental real estate. What's the real cost? It's not just about what it creates, it's about what it hides. And that's what we're getting into next. There's a whole other reality it's keeping from you. There's this old Hermetic idea that says all truths are half-truths. Think about that. It means that any belief you're holding on to, no matter how solid it feels, is only showing you half of the picture. And this is where the law of polarity comes in. It's super simple. Every belief has an equal and opposite. So for that struggle complex that's screaming things have to be hard, there's an ease complex on the other side, whispering, this can be simple. But here's the trick. The struggle entity works 24/7 to make sure you never see that other side. It wants you to think its reality is the only one. All right, let's bring this home. In our final section, we're going to talk about the solution. How in the world do you break free from a belief system that's got you in a headlock? Here's the fundamental rule of the game. You can only experience what you are a vibrational match to. Period. So if your dominant frequency is set to struggle, then your reality is going to be full of, well, struggle. It's a perfect closed loop. And that leads us to this huge takeaway. Your beliefs are the boundary of your reality. They're not just thoughts. They are the literal walls of your experience. And anything outside those walls, like ease or that perfect opportunity, you can't even see it. It's invisible because the struggle complex is built to block it from your view. So what do? Here's the most important part. The whole thing starts with awareness. That's the key. The very second you can catch a thought like, this has to be so hard, and instead of identifying with it, you just observe it. You recognize it's not you, it's the voice of the struggle complex. Bam! You create space. You've stopped owning it, and that's when it starts to lose its grip on you. And so I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If every single belief is hiding its opposite, what reality is your struggle complex hiding from you? What kind of ease, what opportunities, what possibilities are right there, just on the other side of that wall, waiting for you to finally see them?